fantasy armor can look pretty cool, but is it any good? Let's find out. I started this spaulder over a year ago, and while editing I noticed one thing. It's horrendously boring. So instead here's a 15-second montage of making it. Now that you're up to speed, let's instead see if leather armor actually works. Untreated leather isn't of much use as armor, but thankfully there's ways to change that. Jason Timmermans tested many of these hardening techniques and his results were pretty interesting.
The year is 1423. A group of highly skilled mercenaries is besieging your castle, but you knew about the dangers. So guarding your treasure, you've got him?
Well, he was free. My lord! I have news that can save us from this catastrophe. Give it here.
Get a huge discount on a 2-year plan plus 4 additional months for free by going to nordvpn.com/njord.
What's that going to do? Well, sire, NordVPN encrypts your traffic and changes your IP address to give you maximum privacy while browsing the internet. Not even your internet provider can see what sites you're going to. They've got servers in over 60 countries, so you can change your location at the press of a button without experiencing any latency issues. Well, how's that going to help us? Alright then, let's give this a go. Ha! We found them. Seems like the NordVPN subscription finally ran out. Well, actually, I've used the link nordvpn.com/njord and got 4 additional months for free. And with their new threat protection, I'm even protected without being connected to a VPN. Go to nordvpn.com/njord for a huge discount on a 2-year plan plus 4 additional months for free.
Head over. To test how the leather performs, we're looking at cutting, piercing and crush resistance. And these are our contestants. Water formed and air dried, baked, boiled and stearic acid. And since I'm decorating this suit of armor, I'll also see how these techniques affect the tooling I did with these test pieces. Why not wax? After all, it's the most common finish for leather. Well, Jason's results confirm that a wax finish actually performs worse at cutting and piercing than no finish. Which makes sense since you wax your tools before use. So a wax top coat actually makes you an easier target that also does some maintenance on your enemy's weapon while you're getting cut down. But let's get to testing. First up, crushing. Now since it's closer together, I should add a little bit more height. Let's do it 90 degrees. This is pretty strong. Boiled leather definitely is the strongest, but as you can see it easily cracks when put under too much stress. The stearic is less strong but a lot more flexible, but it also doesn't spring back in shape after being hit. With cutting I honestly didn't notice a big difference. Yes, it protects you from being cut a few times, but you'd probably have to replace your armor after every fight, which doesn't seem very practical. And some of you have probably noticed that the spaulder looks a lot like the one of Geralt in The Witcher 3. But wait, isn't the chainmail supposed to be underneath your armor? Yes. But here's why it makes sense to put it on top with leather armor. Leather cut resistance? Meh. But what about metal? Woo! Yeah, baby! So this right here is European 4-in-1 chainmail. And as you can see, it's pretty cut resistant. But there's one big problem with it. If we now combine the cut resistance of chainmail with the thickness and strength of leather, we get some pretty decent armor. How decent? Let's find out. Let's begin small. Not a problem. Let's move up 1 caliber. This one survived as well, so let's move over to something a little bit more pointy. Let's try again. Okay, that's pretty impressive to be honest. I didn't expect that. But there's always something pointier. So leather armor doesn't work. Well, no, this spaulder is only made out of a single layer of water-formed leather, because I made it before testing the hardening techniques. And also 4-in-1 mail isn't very tight. And here's what I have in mind to sort of bring the best of both worlds. Here we've got a water-formed upper layer that is riveted to a boiled lower layer. So it still looks very clean. You could do some nice tooling on this. And we've still got the rigidity of the boiled leather. It will actually prevent the boiled leather from cracking because it can't go any further. Slightly cracks, but because the top part is stretching and can't go any further, this I think is a pretty good solution. So let's try how sturdy this is with some chainmail on top. And this time I'm also using 6-in-1 chainmail. So instead of each ring being connected with 4 other rings, it's now connected with 6, and the difference is pretty evident. Even if I pull this, it's a lot tighter. With the same test, and you can see it doesn't go through. We've got our target here, water-formed leather in front with boiled behind, and the 6-in-1 chainmail. And I don't think we have to do the cutting tests again. So let's just move on to the spear. Let's move on to the Armor Laser 3000. I was hoping this would work, but I didn't expect it to work this well. It's crazy. Let's do it without the chainmail. Okay. So no more chainmail. It's just straight up 2 rows of leather. Here you can see the 2 hits I just placed. How in the... As a conclusion, can leather armor work? I think it's plausible, at least if you're using it as a sort of compound armor. I definitely now know that the set I'm building won't be just for show. But of course, in a fantasy setting, why go through the armor when you can just go around it? Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be very nice of you to leave a like. Check out NordVPN, link is in the description, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.